Control, this is SD682. Approach to space dock covert.
SD682, you are cleared to deliver Fleet Admiral Palmer and Party to Communications Studio 01, over.
Good evening, everybody. This is your Fleet Commander, Steve Parley. Tonight, we are joined with Fleet Captain John Troan, CO of Computer Operations of the USS Kitty Hawk, IT Manager and Webmaster for Region 1, and his lovely wife, Captain Janine Darnell. We are also joined with, Admiral Bob Vosseller, CO of the USS Challenger for 33 plus years, former two-term RC of Region 7 and VRC of Region 17 for 14 plus years, and SFI Archivist, Brigadier Phillip Cox, CO of the USS Thunder, RC of Region 1, OIC of the 1st Brigade, and did I miss something? Oh, yeah, I did. Wait. Captain John, okay, never mind. Yeah, John Darnell, CO of the USS Serenity, BRC of Region 1, 3rd Battalion, OIC, and his wife, Captain. I butchered that all to heck at the beginning, didn't I? I said John Thorne and his wife. Wow. Okay, well, so sorry.
Janine, but it's okay.
Janine, sorry. It's been one of those days. So good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's the trouble himself has appeared.
Yes, the Scourge is here, and rejoice.
So how's everybody's night?
Increasingly concerning.
It's getting better. The snow is piling up out there, so I'm thinking that's going to be a problem in the morning.
Oh, that sucks for you. That's right. I forget. You're in eastern Kentucky. Well, you know what? We got a bunch of snow here, and then I took a nap, and I woke up at like 3:30, and it all melted. Woo!
Yep, you were pretty lucky.
On the way.
So, how's the weather where you guys are at, John?
Raining at the moment. Snow's supposed to be coming in later tonight.
Bob, what about you? I know you're up in the northern northeast.
Yeah, we just had a lot of gray skies and some rain yesterday, but we're supposed to get the white stuff by Monday into Tuesday. So those are our I think the weekend's going to be good, but after Sunday, I think we're going to have, we can actually get some real snow.
Yes, puppy.
Well, I'm glad it's gone for the time being. So tonight's episode is Ask Me Anything with Commander Starfleet. So here's what we're going to do. I've talked to Russell about it, and I think we're in agreement. If something happens and I cannot be in attendance, we're just going to reschedule the AMA. I've been kind of concerned because some people were wanting to have a proxy on, I guess you can say. If I wasn't available, they wanted somebody else on. But I don't want them talking for the office Commander of Starfleet because they may not know everything that's going on. And if they say something wrong, then I'm going to have to deal with backlash. So if we're not available for the Ask Me Anythings or the After Dark, we are just going to go ahead and reschedule it if something is a conflict with my schedule. So just, if that happens, there'll be a notification and everybody will be able to see it. So, excuse me. So do we have any questions so far tonight? Probably not.
I think there's a question in the chat.
I don't see a question.
What's going on with the database is what I see.
Okay.
Oh, of course. Well, I haven't answered that. Hang on.
I'll take Fleet Admiral AMA for 400, Alex.
And the answer is, this project will be done soon.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the normal.
So, all right. If you guys want to have a serious discussion about the database, let's do it. Okay.
I do not.
Are we setting it on fire yet?
So, according to the contract, TRMN has delivered us a non-functioning database. Doesn't have to be functioning. They had to deliver a database. That's it. But we're working on an avenue now because the contract says that they will develop 4 modules for us. So we're trying to see if they're going to honor that because right now they're not talking. to Tony Knox or myself. They're not interacting. So we're going to have to just see what happens. I don't really see that it could pan out. We are working on a backup plan as we speak, and hopefully, it is what it is, guys. We got screwed, in my opinion. The prior administration, when they did this contract, it was very hush gray area, and it's I don't want to discuss it no more. That's how pissed off I am.
So, should we be expecting a visit from the IG anytime now, since we brought it up?
Oh, I'm sure he's a command sergeant major, retired. His ass will pop up in now, Steve, you should not be doing this. I'll be like, now, Steven, go back to your corner. I haven't called upon you yet. He's always lurking. Trust me. He's always out there, and so is the AB members. Oh wait, we have one tonight.
That's true. Always making sure that we are putting the organization first. So I don't have a muzzle to give the CS, but if I did, trust me, I'd make sure that if he wasn't speaking any positive light on behalf of SFI, give him a shellacking. So
there's a question from Shane Russell.
We are still discussing them. Trying to look for something that was sent to me. I think I can find it. Let's see that we posed. What the hell is going on here? Try to change the subject for your Steve. Yeah. Has the fleet bank accounts been taken care of? All except for the primary account. They are not going to work with us. The bank has said that I have to come down there in person. That is not an option. I am not driving to Florida to take care of this. I'm going to be ordering her to close the account, sending me a check, and I'm going to be opening it at a regional bank up here for the time being till we can get the articles of incorporation fixed. We have access to that money. We've got close to 40 grand in that account we can't touch right now.
The bank is based in Florida?
Well, it's a national bank. It's Bank of America, but there's none close to me. And there's one in Nashville, but with everything going on right now, if I leave the state, I have to come back and I have to quarantine because I work for the county, and that's not an option.
Wait, they are still making you quarantine even after you got the shot?
Dude, they listed our county deputies and staff as a 1C. We don't even. Our county don't give a shit about us. We don't even get the shots until sometime the end of April.
Wow.
I would love for shots to show up at Guilford College right now.
Yeah. So
and also with the new variant, they're not sure. Even though they say they believe they'll cover it, they're not 100% sure right now.
Yeah. So, and here's what I don't want to get on this because I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but this is how I feel. They have not found a cure for the damn flu in 50 years. But by God, COVID hit, and within 8 months, we have 2 vaccines. I'll leave it at that.
I don't.
Nobody pulled your ripcord there, Deputy Barney.
True. You know what? You're right. I immediately grabbed those words back out of the air before I said them. So you're.
And listen, everybody from Region 1 that's watching, it is proof that we can train the regional coordinators.
That's okay. I will be sharing some images of you later to show my
It's all right, because, brother, I have some more of you, and I'll get your head on a woman that's stripping. So let me tell you, strip tease with your head, buddy.
No one wants to see that.
Yeah, I've got you on.
I do have a question about the closed accounts, though, because it just dawned on me.
I've got your head on Rebecca A. Fox's body. So, yeah.
Please don't.
So, it's all right.
Is that money earmarked for anything that is not happening now because we can't use that account? Like, is there stuff that would otherwise be happening if we had access to it?
So right now we're operating on a budget of 20 grand. It's just about that time of year where we have to start renewing subscriptions for Zoom and a bunch of other stuff. So, I mean, we're getting ready to have to fork out several thousands of dollars because we have to renew subscriptions and websites. Everybody that doesn't know, this is my stepson, Isaac. Isaac, say hi.
Hey.
Morning.
Turns out he actually likes Star Trek. Let me see your phone. I don't know if I can figure out how to operate the thing. So he actually went on his own accord and put a very, very old picture that we need to update with something newer and flashier. But turns out he likes Star Trek, so the little turd will be signing up with me. But his mama, yeah, no, that's a no-go. She just told me to shut up from the other room. But you know what's funny? I am blessed about one thing. Okay, so I married a good woman, but God blessed me with her having back surgery. Let me explain why. Because now I'm being a dick and an ass and a smart ass, and she's not beating me because she's crippled and can't get up and do nothing. But, but she's laughing the other way because she'll be in here.
That rage meter's going to increase as time goes on.
Yeah. What are you saying?
What?
Hang on.
The thing about the rage meter will increase as time goes on.
Kimberly, will you come on for a minute? I've got to go help the wife. Just don't let Phillip run anything.
Okay, let Isaac wear your headset.
Here, Isaac, you want to come and talk to everybody? No cussing. It'd be right. It'd be nice.
Hi.
Hi, Isaac. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
Welcome to Starfleet.
17.
17. Gosh, to be 17 again. You remember that, Bob?
No, that was a long time ago. But I do vaguely remember it, getting into trouble. So.
A lot of people said hello to you, Isaac, and so welcome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
welcome.
With our crazy people.
And of course, I'm wearing a red shirt tonight.
What's your favorite Star Trek?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
It's a hard decision.
How do you like having Steve around full time? Give us the dirt.
Good.
He's a good guy.
One of your kids is actually trying to.
Yeah.
He was like, "Is that Steven?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's probably on video." He said, "No, he's talking. It's live right now."
Let me get back in here, buddy.
You can sit on the bed with me.
Hey, you still in bed? Sorry, everybody. My crippled wife needed help.
You're so lucky.
I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that she can't do no real damage to
No,
herself.
that you have kids around and stuff. That's great.
He's all right. He's a pain in the butt. He's
autistic.
He's autistic, and he knows how to try my patience. I guess you can say just a little bit.
All kids do that. So.
Yeah, that's a prerequisite.
Well, we are actually
not kids that I know that.
If he needs additional tips on how to try your patience, just let him talk to me.
Phillip,
We can have a conversation.
Hey, wait a minute, Phillip. You have your first baby, and she's not even 1 year old. You don't even get to say shit because you don't even know how life is getting ready to give it to you, brother. Hey, listen,
that's true.
I have 7 kids and a grandbaby now. So you, and I hope your next one is a boy, because I hope they really give it to you. And maybe triplets for you. But like we actually now we were discussing stuff with his dad, and now we are going to we got the approval. I'm going to legally adopt him and make him legally mine. But if you look at his ears, like he can sit on the back of the TV, and I can get like XM radio. Man. I can get some Hong Kong channels with those. Hey, but when you're low on gas, let me tell you, this kid's good for one thing. If he sticks his head out the window and just angles his head just right, his ears will start flapping, and it'll flap us home like Dumbo. I'm telling you, I've seen it.
Oh.
No, he's all right. He's a good kid.
Hey,
what?
Unplug it so we can see what they're saying.
Oh, hang on. Crud. Hang on. I'm going to try to unhook something here to make this work if I can figure out how to do it properly.
So is anybody here lucky enough to have had invested in GameStop by chance?
Everybody still hear me?
Or what?
Invested in GameStop?
Anybody have stock in GameStop by chance? I'm just saying.
No, I've been noticing it going up lately.
But if
It's,
you can they're stuck at home and playing games, I'm also a streaming gamer.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a big bowl about to pop.
Regards to Mrs. CS to heal quickly from Tim Johns. Yes, this is the boss. Look at that. She got a man bun, just saying.
I'm hurting.
She hurting. This is what hey, all you people that don't do your see, the title of Miss CS is First Lady of the Fleet. So all you people that can't do your MSRs right or do your Marine reports, the CS is going to come visit you and you're going to have to get a hospital visit. I'm just saying. See, it's living proof. I got a crippled wife. She didn't cook my dinner right, and now she went to the hospital.
You're retarded.
Oh, there we go.
But so do we?
His night
Now I've been recording. Okay.
Yeah. So my night to cook, okay, and I literally, honestly forgot that we had this tonight. So my night to cook was I rushed 22 minutes into town with the wife and Isaac to go get Sonic. That was my night to cook. That's what I did. It counts.
No, does it?
I slaved over that damn car listening to them bitch about me turning the roads and everything else. So that counts.
You had to go through the drive-through, and
Well, I just got through serving several hundred college kids, so I've done my bit to feed people.
Yes, I'll be back.
Don't wreck my car.
I'm thinking about it.
I think I'll shoot the handgun. So question for Philip. I've been actually wanted to ask you, your handcuffs, do you prefer the hinge cuffs or do you prefer the chain cuffs?
This question going, sir. No, I actually like the hinge cuffs. So honestly, I am a really nice police officer. I don't like to do anything unnecessary to people if I don't have to. So the hinge cuffs, those hurt a lot, especially if they're not compliant. I do not like using them. I like using the chain cuffs for that reason, because it gives people a little bit more wiggle room, if you will, and it's not so uncomfortable. But yeah, and real quick, I'm gonna throw in a plug to Jeff. That's pretty awesome. If they're selling Friday and they need something to do with that money, tell them to come talk to me because I need some money.
So, but yeah, I used to carry the chained cuffs, but. What I
anything on
no, real Coke.
Real Coke?
Yeah.
Like a 2 liter?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So I used to use the chained cuffs, and they were all right. You couldn't really control your suspect really well with them. Usually you would have to take your collapsible baton and listen, before I say this, to all you people that think all cops are pigs and we abuse our power, not all of us do, but we're all trained the same to effectively neutralize the situation. So instead of us shooting you, there's other avenues that we can use on our gun belt. One of that is called the collapsible baton. And what that is it's a steel rod about this long that once you take out your belt, it'll extend to like this. So you can put that, once somebody handcuffed, you can put that up under their shoulders, and you can control by holding on to the baton and putting your elbow on the chain, so they can't really do. But the more inhumane way is the hinge cuffs right here. Yes, very inhumane. But there's no movement to them. You cannot do anything with them. So if you're getting out of control, all an officer has to do is grab these, and we can twist and control you. But
hello, Lieutenant McCoy.
Huh?
I was saying hi to Lieutenant McCoy, Region 1.
So I'm sure I'll hear about this. So just remember, I'm not telling you that cops are bad. I carry a gun and badge for it. Philip does. Mike Watkins is a 23-year veteran of law enforcement. So before people start coming on, well, the CS is he's a bastard because he's a cop and they hurt everybody. Listen, there's good and bad apples in every bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I really got to know, and I'm gonna be honest, before I really got to know John Darnell, God, what was it? About 12 years ago? Because me and you had a message. I can't remember if it was through email or on Messenger, But I think I said something or I posted something and you jumped on it and you were quick to say I was wrong. But the way you did it was like very untactful. But I think I just joined Fleet. And
12 years ago?
I wanted, it's been a while. It's been over 5, I think.
Yeah, I've known been since 2014. So
I was on the Odin on Tony Lopes, and I was in Region 1. And I don't even remember what this thing was, but you got on there, and I think the way you like tried to explain it, like I kind of took offense to it. And I'm like, what the hell is this man doing? And I'm sitting there like, should I say something? And then John Kiwi Kane's like, look, John's not being an ass. He's trying to explain it from his point of view. So I just don't want you to lose your shit. I'm like, oh, well, okay. Because, see, I was still new. But, like, there's always – it's the perception – the hell was that? Oh, there's a perception. And if you don't know somebody or if you never talk to somebody, you get the wrong perception.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, now John looks like a giant teddy bear with pinchable cheeks. And I just love to pick on him from time to time. So he's okay. The one I really love to pick on is the guy that's got the body of Vivica A. Fox and his head, and I'm going to post that later.
Don't you do that, because I fight fire with fire, my friend. I know exactly how to get you back. So
yeah, but you know what?
You want to go down that path? I'm not afraid. I will go down that path. So.
Here's what I'm like.
Well, this is going to be an acceleration of events,
because I'm thinking about printing these out and faxing them to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
You can fax them. Let me explain something to you. Let me say something right now. In my agency, I am like one of the most beloved deputies that you can come across because I'm polite. I work with social media very well for them. So you can bring the fire all you want, and all they're going to just say is, "Oh, look at that, Troan." And I'm like, that just happens to be like a boss of mine, several hires up, but he's still a jerk, so don't worry about it. So I'm just saying, don't let that smoke.
In my defense, you're the one that opened this can of worms. You were the one that posted the very first picture. So as a United States Marine, you initiated combat.
That's true.
Oh my!
And the don't back down from a challenge, especially people that eat grounds for a living.
True. I'm seeing a lot of great comments. So let me just say, first and foremost, I love that we can engage and talk about different things as far as law enforcement, and a lot of the stuff that you guys are saying is 100% why I got into law enforcement. It is not a hammer of destruction to be a law enforcement officer, at least not to me. I don't see why people would even go into law enforcement if they just want to hurt and go on a serious power trip. It's not anywhere near what law enforcement is. I mean, we are here to help people. And I say that all the time. I think the number one thing that I hate, absolutely hate, because I can look very intimidating in uniform. Because I have my mask, it matches my uniform. You can't see me.
I've seen my eyes in uniform. You look like Barney Fife. Not gonna lie.
The number one thing that kind of upsets me more than anything, and I'll call them out on it every time it happens, is I'll be at a restaurant or I'll be getting gas, and somebody will be walking with their toddler-age kid and say, "Look, that policeman is going to arrest you if you don't be good." And I will straight call them out on it and be like, "No, I will not arrest you. I will arrest your parents, but you are fine. I don't want you arrested." Your parents look at me like, "What did I do?" And I'm like, "You're using me to threaten your kids. So what did you expect was going to happen?" So that right there is like the number one thing that I hate more than anything, being in law enforcement. So,
well, my uncle is actually a retired police officer and detective. So I grew up when I used to live in New Jersey with a New Jersey dynamic of police is interesting sometimes, especially in a small town. Because one night we were watching Into Darkness. I don't know if you guys know that movie with the lions. And he scared the crap out of us because he banged on the window and we jumped. Like, I don't know how far up in the air, me and my cousins and my sisters, because it was like at that part where it's like suspense. We're like, oh, and we're like, oh my God. Pretty much in my aunt and uncle's front yard, he had to pull down somebody who was running away from the cops, and he wanted to make sure we were okay. But I mean, like we've heard so many stories, but yeah, a lot of people don't understand like the whole dynamics of cops, I think. But yes, as you said, there are going to be some bad ones, there are good ones, but you can't like base on one bad cop. Oh, all of them are bad. They're not. I know more good cops than bad, actually. So
talking about your uniform a minute ago, Philip. So you guys actually look like sheriffs, okay? They've redid our uniform within the last couple months. They've actually did away with our stars. We now have shields, and we actually wear the Kentucky State Trooper gray field uniform.
Yes, the Ghost in the Darkness. Yeah.
So we don't actually wear. I get mistaken as a trooper, and I have to remind people. I said, "Look,
well, you don't wear stars anymore." Oh.
I said the trooper's office requires you to be physically fit. I'm a fat deputy. Do you really think I'm a state trooper? And they usually like, oh, well, yeah, that's kind of true. And I said, well, you can always pick out a trooper because troopers always have the black stripe down, their gray pants. They always have the Mountie. We don't wear Mounties. We wear ball caps. So,
hey, you can always bluff sometimes if you need to.
Yeah. But the good thing is now I'm doing more warrant work, processing warrants, serving warrants, and then drug shit, I went blank. I'm administering drug tests for drug court. So I'm actually going to be moving from the cruiser to my white Chevy Impala, my personal one, and I get to put my lights in there and not have to worry about being in a squad car anymore. Or an SUV like Philip drives.
I love my SUV. At first, I really, really hated it because there's nothing worse than expecting to have a brand new vehicle when you get your take-home car and they give you the oldest car in the fleet, and you're like, that sucks. I was expecting something nicer. But now I love that truck. It's actually a really nice truck, and I'm shifting away. When I was in New Mexico, I had my fill of EPOs, emergency protective orders, domestic violence, drug and gang activity. I am in Kentucky now. I do not want to deal with that. I want more of this community policing role. So I'm trying to engage with the community a lot more and do stuff that it allows me to kind of show the softer side of the badge, if you will. So that's where I'm at in my career right now. So I'm enjoying it.
Yes. Do we have any questions? I'm sure there's some from Region 1 that would like to ask questions right now.
Yeah, because all you people from Region 1 that are complaining, you guys don't have a presence on the thing. You guys are grown adults. They send out a notification all the time. And if you want to do it, all you have to do is say, hey, pick me, pick me. We have two region.
I'll lay off my Region 1.
3 Region 1.
3 Region 1s, not including myself. So remember, when I'm on here, I also represent Region 1. So technically, you all that are complaining are wrong because there's always a Region 1 presence. Just saying.
Yes.
Outstanding, Brian. That's good to know.
That is
10,000 days of service.
Technically, John, you're wrong. Deputy sheriffs in Kentucky, we have authority throughout the state. The local municipalities also have authority throughout the state, but it's less than what it would be. Like if Philip was down here in McCracken County and he noticed a crime going on, he has the same authority to arrest him. If I'm in Jefferson County and I notice something, I can arrest him. I don't have to. There's no such thing as detaining him. As long as you're a certified officer or a sworn deputy, you can arrest him and take him to the local county, tell him your county agency's name, give him the charge, and they can book him in just like that. If I'm wrong, please correct me, Philip, but I'm almost 99.9% positive.
For us in Jefferson County, the way it was explained, if we are in pursuit of somebody, let's say they have a warrant, or if they are running away from law enforcement, we can cross county lines and go anywhere in the 180 plus counties in the state of Kentucky to pursue them. Having said that, if I am regular Phillip Cox, even though I'm a sworn deputy in Jefferson County, and I'm in Hardin County or LaRue County, I'm usually in LaRue County because my in-laws live there. and I see somebody in the commission of a crime, I'm allowed to initiate law enforcement, I guess, KRS violations, I guess you can say, to stop the act. The Good Samaritan law here in Kentucky basically says as long as I'm acting within a general, if the general person would assume that I'm acting on behalf of somebody else being wrong or if somebody breaking the law, I'm clear, I'm good to go. People can sue me all day and say, well, you're not a sheriff deputy in this county. Like, that doesn't matter. If you're in the commission of a crime, I'm allowed to stop you from trying to do that crime. So, but yeah, you kind of hit it right on the head. I got an answer about that summit question.
No, not yet. But here, let's go ahead and discuss this because I know it's going to piss some people off, and I like pissing people off, and I don't care. So here's what's going to happen. Any regions, now, I can't really stop a regional summit meeting. I can put hella pressure onto the regional coordinator to be smart and make sure he uses the noggin that the good Lord put on that brain or that head. But if you're holding a regional summit, you need to look at where you're holding it, what's the requirements from the state public health department in that area. Are you guys exceeding the minimum amount of meeting? Is your sanitation stations, masks, all this stuff? And if there's not, then you as a regional coordinator have the responsibility to protect your members. And if that's not being met, I would hope that all my AB members would be vigilant enough or to say, okay, well, this is not, this is not going to be there. There's no hand sanitation. There's no this. The state says we can only meet 10 people. There's 99 people that signed up for it. Because here's what's going to happen is if you're holding a regional summit and it has anything that says Starfleet International, there's always a chance that backlash can come onto the parent organization. When did we elect those? I guess somebody pissed off Jess Strucker. So I would hope so. I've got a good bunch of AB members. I think that they're really, they care. Since we fixed the communication problem between the EC, the Commander Starfleet, and the AB, I've got a good team of people. We work very well together, and I would say that all the AB members I have are concerned. But let's talk about Region 1 Summit. Okay,
let's talk about it. I'll dive directly into it. As it stands right now, the Region 1 Summit is on. It's scheduled to be held in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. If anybody is following what's going on with COVID-19 and things of that nature, that particular area, mainly because it's a tourist attraction spot, is showing spikes, or at least it was. It's not recently. The numbers have been going down because I've just been tracking them on a personal level of COVID confirmed cases in that area. The discussions that I've had, literally from last year when I was in an acting role to this year with the summit chair, is basically what precautions are being taken, because the guidelines for me specifically to say we're going to be pulling the R1 Summit is it's very clear. If there's an increase in cases and there's not showing any signs and we don't have any answers about people getting vaccinated, or if we can't answer the general questions about the safety of the members, then it's a no-go. Luckily for us and luckily for the summit committee, they have a really, really faraway window for when they can cancel and still recoup basically everything that's been spent thus far on the conference and the hotel. So I would much rather not have to wait that late, because I know members are planning, people are attempting to figure out exactly what's going on. My responsibility primarily as an RC of this region who wants to have a summit here in the coming months is to ensure the safety of the members that attend, to ensure that not only the members are safe, but that if there's any potential problems, if you will, for SFI in general, then that those are addressed. And if they're not addressed, then we pull back. That's the conversations that I've been having. Also, taking into consideration that I expect people to be smart about this. I expect people to recognize what the dangers are, and to also take into consideration what other avenues of approach that we have. I've talked to the Marine side specifically about what happens in the event that we can't do this, because I still want opportunities for people to be able to take advantage of meeting, be it a virtual meeting or whatever. But the region itself and my office is paying close attention to the numbers. If at any time we stop receiving information from the summit committee, if the particular state that is holding this conference, if they start enacting more stringent rules, then it's a serious conversation about whether we need to go forward with this. And that's where we're at. So this was approved last year. The summit committee, who is there in the state, knows what the requirements are. They know what the expectation is from the region about what a safe summit needs to look like. So following those and following the committee and watching their recommendations, that's kind of where we're at. I know a lot of people are saying that they're not going to go for health reasons, for their own personal reasons. A lot of members in Region 1 fall into some categories that if they were exposed, that would be terrible. So that's also something that we've been taking into consideration when I talk to the summit committee. But that's my take on it. I mean, people are going to do what they're going to do. The most important thing is that we take all necessary precautions that we can, recognizing that there is a pandemic still going, that there is still a chance that if you go to a vacation known area that you could potentially contract if you're not, taking precautions. So having said all that, it's not a very, I want to say, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the summit doesn't happen, but we are taking precautions and we're following and looking at kind of our red lines of, okay, once we cross this red line, that's it. We can't go any further. It's just too dangerous regardless of what everything else is happening. So now we need to start triggering what we're going to do for an online summit or what have you, what we need to do. So that's at least my thoughts. That's where the Region 1 stands with regards to our summit here. And I feel comfortable with that. I feel confident in the summit team addressing a lot of the issues that people may have. And we'll kind of go from there. I have a meeting scheduled. Today's the 27th. So at the end of this month, or in a few days, I have a meeting about the insurance with regards to the Region 1 Summit, and I'll get updated numbers on how many people have signed up for the summit as well.
Now, my understanding is there is insurance on the event, correct?
There is insurance. What happened is that the time that the contract was written up, and we're talking specifically about Region 1, to get better numbers on the insurance premium, I guess you should say, they have to wait till the beginning of the year. Now that we're at the beginning of the year, the summit committee has reached back out to the insurance company that's providing the insurance for this event. And so I'll have updated numbers when we have our meeting at the end of the month.
Awesome. Okay. But my suggestion is, everybody, I would always plan for a virtual summit. It doesn't hurt to have a backup plan. Also, if you need help, you can reach out to the Starfleet International Conference team. I've got several people there. They can help you either make videos or graphics and can help you do a virtual summit. But it's always great to have a backup plan. So, especially with this pandemic, we don't know if it's going to, how it's going to look. And now that they have a mutated strain of it, I mean, it's sad, but
it's very nobody wants a summit to happen more than I do. I've been looking at a lot of people posting online of memories of a lot of the stuff that they've been doing at summits, and I can understand how eager a lot of people are to get back to that camaraderie. But I can assure you, and I can tell you that with Region 1 moving forward with the summit, we definitely have red lines in place to where we will say, no, this is not safe for our members. This is not safe really for anybody, considering, if we have a lot of people that plan on showing up, and we have, and I imagine it's probably there. I know we had 2 cases in Kentucky of this mutated strain, but was reported by the governor. So that means that there are a lot more than just the 2 that he knows of. So everything kind of, is fluid with regards to this pandemic. So as more information comes out, summit committee and the R1 staff will sit down and make determinations on what's best. And if we decide, hey, this is just not safe and we can't move forward, when we hit those red lines, then we'll let the R1 know at that point. So
I mean, guys, I had to cancel BayCon 2020 because of COVID, and I'm still getting backlash and hated messages from SFI members. For you people that are upset or a possibility of a summit getting canceled, and you guys are not taking the bigger picture. I mean, you have to worry about it. If you contract it, you go take it back to home to somebody you love one. You may not. I mean, like Philip, he may take back. He may not know and bring it home to that newborn daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be vigilant and think about the whole picture. You know, when I made that decision, it was not a light one. I had discussed it with the AB members. I discussed it with the EC. I mean, I talked to a buddy of mine who's a doctor in Chicago. I wanted his advice. I mean, it's a serious thing. And just because I canceled it does not mean that I was doing it out of spite. I would have loved to go on because me going to San Francisco, all expenses paid. Hello. I would have gone. And I mean, that could still happen with the international conference this year. It all just depends on how it goes.
I know Region 7, we had a very successful conference. We held ours in the fall, and we held it maybe 1 week ahead of when we normally would have, virtually, and we had a good attendance. We had some good panels and discussions and some actual special events, you know, some like video presentations that were neither a panel nor, you know, and everybody accepted. We didn't have any backlash of, you know, it was not even a question. It was clearly understood why we were doing it this way, and everyone was happy that we were doing something, that we weren't just outright canceling it. So as for this coming year, we haven't made any plans for live. We haven't made any plans for virtual, but we pretty much have a plan in place that if need be, you know, we'll go virtual again. Most likely it would, if it was to be live, you know, depending on the conditions that are occurring at that time. And you have to have plans to, you know, as we said, to prepare. We can't just drop it, you know, on anybody. But, you know, if it looked like it was clear to do, we probably have to push it to, say, November or even December. But, you know, that's a decision down the road. But we're prepared to do it virtually, you know.
And see, the magical thing is about doing it virtual, you have a lot more people that can make it, because some people have debilitating illnesses and health concerns, and not financially, and they actually get to come on here and interact. That is a good thing. And I've said for a long time that they should have a virtual event as well as an in-person event, because you have a lot of members that are, you know, has a disability, they can't travel. And I mean, I'm thankful for one thing about this pandemic. It's allowed us to interact more virtually, getting to put a face with people. This is about the good thing about it. Like before I ever knew Philip, I'd never seen his face, didn't know anything about him. Well, you know, I've talked to him a lot, several times on here. And like a lot of y'all may know or not know, my mother had to be transported to Louisville for the hospital. I literally found out at like 6 a.m. after she was there for 3 days. I didn't know. Nobody contacted me. I knew Philip. I trusted Philip. I called him and said, hey, this is what's going on. Can you please go check on my mom? If she needs anything, get it. I'll pay you back. And he absolutely, no problem. Yes, sir. I'll go up there, take care of it. And, you know, so, I mean, this is one thing. Thank you, baby. It's done good because it's given me the opportunity to meet more people and talk to more people. And my wife is going to get slapped on televised screen. Stop. God, you're so annoying. Hang on. Cam, come up here. I'm going to beat my wife over.
Well, as much as we got to know more about Steve's personal life, John,
Hey, it's 50 Shades of Grey, Star Trek style.
Okay. John Troan, what can you share with us? You've been awful quiet tonight. You got anything new going on?
I've been listening to everybody.
It's hard to get a word in sometimes.
Well, since this is the first one, it is just a matter of at least kind of listening to the dynamics between everybody. So from From the introductions, it is obvious that I wear a couple of hats. So I'll look at the chapter level first. I've been the CEO of the Kitty Hawk for 5 years now. And we have been a chapter commissioned in 1990. Our founding CEO decided to step down in 2015, so I was elected the CEO. I've been chief of computer operations. I actually host and run our website as well. For anybody that looks at the USS Kitty Hawk URL, it has a very odd domain name. It's the one I personally own, because it was just an easy way of putting up our website. So one of the things is that I did have fun building the LCARS look and feel with it. And in fact, part of what I've been doing is getting ready to do another story release. One of the members of the Kitty Hawk crew is a very prolific writer. All Star Trek material, it is all brand new stuff. If you go out to the Kitty Hawk website and look in the media archive, we have stories in there that are all, some of them are online only. Those are the narrative styles. And then look in the newsletter archive, and we did put all 31 years of our newsletters up on the website. They're all up there.
They've been kind of welcome.
Yeah, so volume 1, issue 1 was the February issue in 1990, and we've got everything posted up for basically the general public to go look at. So that's all there and available. So that's one hat I wear is at the chapter level. The regional level, I was tapped to become the Region 1 Webmaster last fall, and have been kind of babysitting things a little bit. Since Philip has become the regional coordinator as of December 31st, we're working on moving the Region 1 website yet again to a new domain. But one of the things that I am trying to make sure of is that we do it right, so that this is the last time we move domains. I don't want to have anybody else have to go through and do it. So we're going through the whole process of finding a good hosting and very inexpensive, i.e. free hosting option. So I've been looking at stuff. I sent my VRC, John Darnell, as well as Philip, the RC, a quick update tonight, just to let both of them know where things are, in case that there were any specific questions that came up. I am still planning on having the new website go live March 1st. Crossing my fingers as I say that, but I think that gives us still about 4 weeks of buffer before the old one loses its registration. So I am pursuing that one rather aggressively because I want to make sure that we have a good website for us. So Philip and I still have to have a little chat once I have all the options listed. So Philip, I haven't forgotten.
I do have a question. Where are you guys putting that website?
We don't know yet. That's one of the things is I'm looking at hosting options.
Can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
You guys can host all your regional websites on the corporate web server and never have this problem again, and it not cost the region a dime.
That is one of the things I am looking into and pursuing. I had some questions, and I'm working with Tony to get some answers.
Okay. Because I had some regions the other day just tell me like, well, we didn't know we could do that. Seriously. And you have your SSL security cert. Anything that says .sfi.org has a security cert. You guys can host your own website and have the own cPanel attached to that, where you won't be in plain sight. And it's no charge to the region at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm looking very strongly at is doing that. But there are some technical questions that I need to get some answers from Tony for.
Yeah, because I mean, with as many times as regions switch regional coordinators and stuff.
Yep.
It's really, you should not have your regional website down because you have a new RC and there's nothing up.
Right.
That's why and I really want, I would wish the AB members would do it, but there should be some type of rule that have all the regional websites hosted on the corporate website so you guys don't have this issue again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And once I was basically put in charge of, or was taking charge of doing this, the whole idea was I don't want Region 1 to go through this again, ever. Can't say about any other regions because I'm in Region 1, but I'm going to make sure that Region 1's in a good position. So if Starfleet's website, if Starfleet's hosting platform works out great, terrific. If we've got to go another direction for free, we'll look at that as well. But right now, my options are open until I get my answers.
Okay.
But that's basically where it is. Yeah, I became aware of that option last week when I was chatting with somebody else. So that's it for me.
Do we have any other questions?
Got that one.
Well,
I think that's already been covered, but
yeah. So here's what's going to happen, Charlotte. I do not see. This is the AMA with the commander of Starfleet, and I do not want somebody talking on behalf of my office and not know what's going on in my office, and something might be said wrong or be taken out of context, and I don't want to deal with more backlash because Lord knows I have plenty of other crap on my desk I'm dealing with. So if we have an AMA, we can, if we want, we can start doing AMAs on Friday night, Kim. I'm open Friday night.
Sure.
I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So we can do AMAs on Friday night and after dark on Thursday night. But I'm not going to keep. We'll move it this time, and that'd probably be about it. Yes, John, the VCS knows what's going on, but unfortunately, he's not technologically inclined, and he does not like coming on these streams. So just say it like that. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, actually, I got a message from James Herring. He said he wants to come on.
Wow.
I know. But after the room stopped spinning and the floor tilting, I answered his email.
Holy shit.
I was like, wow, okay. So we'll see. I'm still trying to get Gumby. He keeps
and John, I am aware of what is going on in the region as well.
Oh, that's right. What's your title in Region 1, John?
Regional operations. I'm the one that handles the behind the scenes for the most part.
Oh, so you're the one that spoon feeds Phillip.
Meh. I would consider it more of a leadership team, if you will.
Yeah.
I get the side of different coins from different things that happen within the region. So it's actually refreshing to have multiple people at that level, considering how massive Region 1 is, to be able to tell me different sides of the coin so I can make an informed decision for the region. I.e., we were just talking about the website. One of the things that came from a suggestion from the CEO that kind of got to me from my leadership team was to put the information out there and see what the region would like to see in the next iteration of a website. So looking forward. That's
what the region wants to see. The region wants information
in the region. So
I have something, Jeff. I'm quiet because I wasn't needed tonight. We had our token female, so the person that complained that there wasn't enough women on here, that it was a boys' club.
Who? Stop. Who complained about that?
Who was it? It was a
Doesn't
girl.
matter.
It was a girl
Oh,
from
yes, it
another
does, because
country.
we're not going to turn this into a sexist thing.
No.
No. Listen. Okay. When my staff puts out feelers for people, it goes on regional websites. It's on SFI members only. It's on business only. If you, as a female, do not reply saying, "Oh, I would like to do it," that's not our fault.
Exactly.
That is your fault. If you would like to be on, be on. Join us.
I have to beg people sometime, and you got people that complain. Well, our region's never heard from, or we feel left out. I said, well, then come on. Well, I don't want to. I'm busy, or I don't want to be on camera.
Please.
So, but Jeff said I was being uncharacteristically quiet. So, oh, and ooh, look at that.
Oh,
That was
I'm not supposed to show you guys that. Sorry.
What was it? The regional email lists, they suck. The old ones. The person that ran them is no longer at Starfleet. They would break down. Nobody hardly uses them. So, Philip, what is the future for the email list? I like email personally. I think it's more professional.
Well, it's something that I've noticed, and I don't take for granted that not everybody is on social media. Not everybody uses Facebook, and I mean, I don't even know I know you had like Yahoo groups. I get questions about that as an RC. So the email is not going anywhere. It's a tried and true method of communication for a lot of people. It's a great backup. So if you miss something on social media, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be in the email that you can also check too. So as far as that, it's something for my web developer. Once we lock down and get the website situation taken care of, then we'll move on to updating and maintaining the email list, because they're very useful. I did not know what they were before I joined SFI. I'd never seen an email list before, or if I did see it, I didn't know that's what it was. It was an archaic method until I started using it and realizing the benefits of being able to instantly contact some people even faster for some people than social media. So it's not going anywhere. It just needs some TLC. And it's on the list of things for myself, the leadership team, and our website development to get squared away. So, and
actually, when Jason did take over as RC, we did have a new email. We were setting up a new email list system as well, and now we're trying to work on with coordination from John to try to organize everything to get everything on the same page. So that is something we're working on.
Yeah, and this is John Troan. That's a little bit of why I had suggested to John Darnell about changing my title a little bit to include the IT manager. And I do IT for a living. And at least this way, I can make sure that the domain registration, if we do want to set up, the website is taken care of, the mailing lists, whether it's the mail forwarders or the actual mailing list, just get everything consolidated and functional and well-maintained with multiple backups. So yes, I will have my hands in everything, but there will be a backup for every signal function that I have. So that way, if something happens, like the proverbial beer truck analogy, there is going to be somebody that can take over entirely. And the fact that I want everything set up such that it isn't dependent on one person. It isn't dependent on who the RC is. It just rolls forward. It basically turned it into something commercial where it just outlives the work durability or the work duration of any individual. So it just keeps going on. And the mailing functions are going to be right in there. I know how important those are. I kind of live and die by the mailing list mostly as well, and have even set some up for my chapter through my own domain just as a stopgap for now.
I like the one question here.
I've actually not seen that commercial yet.
I thought it was cute, except for the very end where you had to throw in Snooky, who is our New Jersey kind of
Yeah.
embarrassment. And I can say this because Snooki actually lives in my town. She's in a home in Silverton, the Silverton section of Silver Township. I nearly met her once to do a story. That was okay. I didn't have to. But it was kind of funny because at the very end, just to hear Patrick Stewart say "I'm Snooki," was kind of funny. But I thought they all looked great marching around in the snow. I thought it was funny. Except for Snooki. We could have left her out. No one else saw the commercial. They're changing the name. It's going to change in March from CBS All Access to the Paramount Plus, which makes a whole lot more sense, actually.
I can tell you that
Admiral AMA for 400, Alex.
And the answer is, this project will be done soon.
I can tell you that these subscription services for me are just turning into a little too much. Although I don't see what's left on cable, so might as well. We haven't had cable in 5 years. We just use our internet and we have subscription services. So I'm holding my breath. Maybe Paramount Plus will be, I know what it's carrying, obviously. So it's almost like a given in this household, but I'll have to wait and see.
And it's going to replace CBS All Access, though.
Yep.
Presumably with more expanded, probably an expanded price too. But
so I want to make everybody aware, if they do not know, we do now have a new Starfleet JAG. That is Christopher Boggs out of Region 12. He was voted unanimously by the board. He has Deputy Joel L. out of 13, and they are also working on. They now have a MACO representative and an SFMC representative. So the departments will be represented on the JAG team. Some people have asked, well, JAG's not really that busy. No. My first year, I kept IG and JAG so busy that they were literally pulling their hair out. I had Stephen Stott call me at least 3 times a week, talking to me about investigations. And 2021's no different. I've already had to hit the ground running with 3 investigations on January 1. So they are going to be creating a new manual, and they are also working on developing a website on the .sfi.org where you'll be, hopefully we're also going to get where if you have a complaint and stuff, you can actually submit it anonymously through the website and it'll come directly to the people it's supposed to. So we're definitely changing up some stuff and adding some new features. So be on the lookout for that. Eugene Sanford has been made our Starfleet historian, and he's working already on that, getting some new information on getting up. I think the last bit of information we had, was from when Wayne Kellall was still CS. So we're extremely outdated. So he's definitely working on that.
Eugene's a good man. He once served as our Region 7 historian, so he'll do well.
Yes, Donnie. I can understand you. I can understand you thinking that too. JAG was a good series.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad to see we got some members from Region 1 watching us tonight too.
Let's see, I gotta go. You guys will also be seeing, so we have the tour duty or the command status report. We have the AB resolutions. The AB resolutions and command status reports will hopefully, you'll be able to go to the main Starfleet website and you'll be able to go and click on them and read all the resolutions and all the past dated command status reports. I'm actually looking on the website now. It looks like it still has not been done yet. Oh, what is that? Oh, look at that. It is there. I'm very happy. So if you go, actually, we'll show the screen now. Why not? I guess this is what happens when you share when you send a message on the help desk. And guys, I still have to do that too. There it is. So if you go right here, it says resources, and it says command status report and Admiralty Board resolutions. I don't think there's anything on them yet. Let's see. Yeah. Let's go. Man, he's been really working on it. Okay, so these are all, let's see. These are the old ones. We haven't got the new ones up yet. But these are the ones, see, it stopped in 2014 was the last time they did this. So February of 14. No, August of 15. So, but anyways, this is where you can go and look at that stuff now. And then the AB resolutions. I don't know if we have anything on there now. Yeah, there's the archived ones. It's got the older stuff, but we're going to be getting this where all people of the fleet can go and view it. This is the old stuff here. See, it looks like it's the 2013 is the farthest back it goes. So, but we're definitely doing more features, trying to make it more plausible for members to go view. Hopefully we can get a lot of things better and make it easier for everybody. I'm hoping.
I would like to see an app for SFI. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, when they originally had signed up to do the TRMN database, we actually had the option where we could actually have an app. But they did not want to pay the extra $500 to do it, even though we're paying $500 every year in January 1.
Who is they?
The past administration.
I'm just checking.
The past administration. Woof. That's a lot of hate behind that. Saying that right
I just wanted to be clear, like when you say that,
John, if you knew how much shit they left me to fix, and then they could not even be adults enough to go through an investigation, and we quit, delete our database, we're done.
I would encourage you because I think there
these lawyers
has a lot of people paying attention to it to maybe put something out there fleet-wide about an app and see what the general membership thinks of it. I personally would love to have an app that's a quick reference guide for a lot of information. So that is a recommendation I think you can put out there. And if you need the AB to discuss it, and well, actually no, if it's a execution thing, that's executive staff. That's something that you can figure out there, Mr. CS. So I think it's a good question.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So, okay, just curious, does anybody know where you can get the online manual membership handbook? Because it does not work on the website. What a coincidence.
Well, and then looking at, and what I had to do, because this is I had to look at I look at a past manual because the one that is the revisions one is not out or you can't find it. So I look at what the revisions are just to make sure that my answers are correct when I'm giving them to other people, because it's lazy to just take a look at the manual if someone really doesn't know. Our manual is extensive and it's comprehensive. So I do look in it quite a lot.
Okay, long story short, where is it at?
I backup website.
The backup website.
Or the backup
the old website.
The archive website, yeah. I say backup, but it's the
old website, yeah.
That's what I did, and I just downloaded it, and it says it doesn't work.
Weird.
Well,
it's not found.txt. Yeah, not found.txt.
Well, that sounds like something for Tony. Yeah.
Tony's got enough shit on his plate.
True. Maybe one of his subordinates then.
Yeah, he needs staff.
Because if it's the SFI website, isn't that under Greg specifically?
Yeah, and I've got to put a help desk ticket in to get shit fixed. Okay, so I found it. If you go to the new website or the current website, and you go to About SFI, here. Let me do it this way. If you go to About SFI and you come down to Starfleet Membership Handbook, it is here now. Here's the current one. There's the French version, and there's the Spanish version.
No. So now we got 3 versions. That's always good.
Well, we'll probably have it in German and Japanese, I think, is coming too. Oh. Yeah, Mike, I was looking on the wrong website. I'm sorry.
This means that they've been ahead of you.
About time. So it's been changed 16 times. First manual came out January of 2000, and it's been changed 16 times in 20 years. And it's getting ready to get the manual is getting ready to get a complete rewrite. The entire manual is going to be rewritten starting the end of March, 1st of April. So
you're going to print out a paper copy and burn it to initiate the rewrite?
Oh, probably.
Oh well.
I'm probably going to. I'm going to print out every document we have and have it shipped to Philip's house. Every manual. His wife is going to have a heart attack when she get. You know that movie Santa Claus, when he's the very first one, he shaves and comes downstairs, and the delivery guy said, "Hey, just leave him everywhere." That's what his house is going to look like. Just saying. Where is it at?
Good song.
So, look at those lips. Yep. Mm-hmm. He's got the same position again. Yep. Mm-hmm. I love having my little buddy on here.
Oh wow!
Makes me wish I could see the video.
I am much
look
in real life.
Like when I met Philip for the first time in Louisville, because I came up to see Mom. Of course, I had dinner with him. Jason, listen, this is grown up talk. You need to get back to your litter box.
Don't let no CS try to punch you. You do. That's correct.
Jason, you're going to get your feelings hurt. You need to go back to your little play box and be quiet. When I met Philip for the first time, when I went up to see Mom, we met and had dinner at Hooters. Very nice. But I thought he was taller in person. Or I thought he was actually a taller person. He's really short. Like I towered over top of him. Like, yeah, I feel superior.
He didn't tower. To be fair, Nike New Balances make anybody tall, so I don't want to hear that.
Whatever. Congratulations, Mike. I'm glad somebody did because I haven't even done that yet.
Congratulations, Mr. Washington.
Wow. You graduated Starfleet Academy today. So you've taken all 5,000 plus courses, have you?
Oh, geez.
I mean, COVID allows you to do that technically, so I'm on board with it.
I mean, I know there's some that's an SFA that seem to have taken everything, but then again, they are test takers and writers, so there's that too.
In this email that Brand sent out, since it's starting ASAP, I guess we can talk about that, Steve,
sure,
in regards to
that's fine because I'm sending out. So what I was going to say is,
cool.
You guys will be seeing the tour of duty, the AD resolutions online. You will also see a new thing called CS directives. It's stuff I'm going to be sending out to departments now that we're 1 year in. So now we're going to really start revamping. I've got some people that are holding positions, not doing anything. So that we'll get in that one we're getting that out of the way. So since we have a board of director on the thing, he can talk about the new thing that member services are doing. And I've volunteered Philip. Yay.
Awesome. I'm not going to read the email verbatim, but basically what's going to happen going forward, and correct me, Steve, if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
When the orientation and I guess the welcome emails go out to new members now, a designated contact for that region will be kind of CC'd on that email to help facilitate the transfer of information that new member is going to get. So that was not happening before. They were kind of like, here you go. Now it's like, hey, congratulations, welcome. Member Services has told us that you're in our region. What would you like to know? What questions do you have? Things of that nature. So that's pretty cool. I can tell you that AB was, from what I could tell, pretty excited about it when it came out. So hopefully Brandon will be able to talk about it more. If he's on and he's watching this, he can jump on and explain this a little bit more. But for the most part, that's exciting. So the regions now have the ability, if a contact is designated, to reach out to anybody who's new and once that orientation email goes out to them and see that, hey, this is a new person, unassigned. You might want to make contact with them and make sure that they're good to go. So that's pretty cool. I like that.
That does sound helpful.
Yeah, I know as a CO, I'll look at my roster every so often and just see if anybody's been added and then just kind of send my own welcome message to the email address listed.
Which is good stuff. I have not seen it, but if people are being added to ships, are there not alerts going out to the command staff?
You receive an automated email that somebody
said. Okay, I was
sometimes I receive an automated email when there's a new.
Now, if they are not, if they're inactive, there won't be a message that's sent out. It's only if we're active or pending. Because I had someone add to my ship that was inactive, not in, and yeah, I was kind of surprised when I saw that. Then they asked to rejoin. So, sure.
Track.
So there always seems to be little loopholes around stuff.
Always.
We make tech work, and then they say we want to make it not work. Done.
Yes, it is a good idea. I can't take credit for the idea. All I can tell you is that I jumped on the idea and made sure that my region had somebody who was paying attention. In this case, it's me, to new members that are coming on. So that way, I can at the very least make sure that they know someone's paying attention outside of that initial introduction to SFI. I don't know what recruitment numbers usually look like for the organization around certain times. With COVID, I imagine that recruitment's going to take on a different look for everybody going forward. So I think it's very easy for people to get lost in the sauce. Like you said, junk emails swallowing up, a introduction or, hey, here's a link to something that you might need. That happens often. So being able to have somebody with visual eyes on when new people being introduced to SFI and initiating that conversation, I think that goes a long way for somebody who's new in the organization. So.
Sorry, I'm working on something. Do we have any other questions? Possibly, maybe.
Well, hey Philip, do you want to take any questions about our State of the Region speech recently?
No.
No,
I'll take the question. Yeah, that's fine.
Nah. Well, they're there to ask. I wonder, because I know there's a lot of things that are going to be happening.
Yeah, if you got any questions, now would be the good time to do it.
I can tell you that from a regional coordinator standpoint, I made a commitment when I was out there campaigning and talking to a lot of COs. I made very clear positions on a lot of things for that reason, because if I didn't get elected, I can say they didn't like those ideas. You know, that's just something that the vast majority was like, I'm not feeling this guy. These ideas seem a little too ambitious. So when I got elected, I took that as a tacit approval from the COs, like, all right, you talked a good game, so let's see you act on a lot of the things that you talked about. Having said that, and the CS was the first person to remind me of this when I basically was informed that I won the election. It's like, you are a regional coordinator. You're an officer of SFI. Take that into consideration when you are communicating these ideas and these proposals to the membership. You know, they are your ultimate boss. The COs are your direct supervisors. These are the ones that, you know, hold you accountable. So has it been a learning curve? Yes, but I still think that with regards to my region, specifically Region 1, we are literally in the best position to kind of innovate and make changes that benefits every single member of the region. So I am sticking to those points that I brought up, and I try my absolute hardest to keep myself accountable for what I say and what I promise to do. So as soon as I was elected RC, I converted the website that I used to campaign over to kind of like a promises campaign. I said, this is what I was going to do. So now I have big boxes next to these things, and I check them out. I literally will check these boxes off as we kind of go through and complete these things as a region. So I encourage people to call me out on things, to look. I don't always respond to things, and there is a method to that madness. Offline, I will explain that if you want, but people have called me, and I have the phone number out there for that reason. People have emailed me, and I try my absolute best to respond to them. So it's no secret. I'm not hiding anything. I encourage you to go take a look at my former campaign website, because what I'm doing is kind of pulled from there, and that was pulled from conversations that I had with membership, with COs. You know, I didn't pull those things out of thin air either. Those were actionable items that people were like, look, I would like to see this done. What are your thoughts on it? Like, hey, let's make it happen. So, Philip, question for you: how to handle unassigned people who doesn't join any ships? Really good question. I spoke to this before. Here's my stance on it, and I've had this conversation literally with the Marines and the 1st Brigade. You pay your $5 to Starfleet International, and the membership handbook does not state that you need to be in a chapter. Once you pay your $5, I feel as though it's incumbent upon the COs to make the case for you to join their ship. So if you want to stay unassigned and you just want to kind of float out there, that's good. You want to make sure that you have the resources to go to a ship or go, you know, and do whatever you want to do. But I don't feel as though it is right for people to harass unassigned members. I don't think that their information should be out there. And it's not. I want to be clear. There's no one actively trying to figure out who is on the unassigned list and can I get their information. That doesn't happen. But to people who feel as though the unassigned list is indicative of laziness or indicative of something else, that is not the case. Most unassigned members that are active are literally just looking and like, look, I don't want to be a part of the ship in my area. I don't want to be a part of a correspondence ship. I just kind of want to see what's going on. I want to be in the region, but I don't want to be assigned. And that's fine. It makes it hard for recognition. It makes it hard for promotions, because if we can't see what you're doing, it's difficult to recognize that. So that, in essence, those two things alone is why I encourage people to join ships. But if you're unassigned, you've paid your $5, you're active, hey, the ships are responsible for presenting a case to you about why you should come and join them. To do anything otherwise, if you have enhanced access to the database and you are utilizing it to see who's unassigned and maybe reach out, that's lazy. I don't agree with that. I haven't seen it. Again, it's not, from my knowledge, that's not what the database is being used for. I know a lot of people can see who's unassigned in the region and stuff, but no, focus on, and this is a commitment that I've asked CEOs to make in the state of the region address for Region 1, focus on making your ship a home. Focus on doing what's important and showcasing what's important on your ship so people can look at it, especially the ones in the unassigned, and be like, this might be a place where I want to start my, SFI career. So many words. That's what I'm thinking.
Outstanding. Well, do we have any other questions? Because I have an SFI file that just came to my email. Yay! So, is there any other questions that we need to discuss, talk about, go from there? All right. Well, tonight we are, because I usually keep the AMAs about an hour. We're at about an hour and a half now. Unfortunately, this is not after dark, so we're not going to go long on AMAs. Tonight, our associate producer is Admiral Kimberly Donahue. We're joined with Bob Vosseller, John Darnell, Janine Darnell. As I said that right? Janine. Phillip Cox, John Troan. I do appreciate you guys coming on, and ladies, coming on, taking time out of this. But Region 1, if you're a female and you want to come on, look for the announcements. Send a message. Anybody can come on. It doesn't matter. Take a few minutes to send a message to Kim. We'll get you on here. Not a big deal. I do thank everybody for coming on. Thank you for all the guests and the comments. Thank you all for everybody viewing. Hope you all have a blessed night. And as always, live long and prosper.
Night.
Yeah.